Hello out there. I'm the happy owner of a 2002 Super Crew F150 Ford truck. I have the 4.6 Triton, it says on the fender, the 4.6 and the 5.4 used from 1997 till 2003 was the last year that the type engine continued, but not the same coils or the same spark plugs, after that. Coils are a nuisance on those. They want to go out on you. A lot of people, they have a lot of trouble changing those. The main thing, it's like changing the spark plugs on these modular 4.6, 5.4s and the coils. Patience. If you get angry, stop doing it, because you'll end up costing yourself a lot of money. So I'm going to tell y'all an easier way. I just finished changing my last 4 coils. I changed 4 of them, the ones in the middle of the right and left bank, which is 2 and 3 on the right bank, and then 6 and 7 on the left bank. The way those cylinders run, for your information, other people, on the right bank, which from sitting into the vehicle, it would be the valve cover on the right side from sitting in the vehicle. You've got from the front of the engine 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the left bank, starting from the front, is 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how that works. Alright. Everybody, they have hell changing those 2 coils in spark plugs, number 4 and number 8, that are the furthest to the back. You can't even see them until you reach back there and start fighting with wires, vacuum hose. Everything gets in the way. On mine, on the left bank, the vacuum, line, for the power booster, for your brakes, that was in the way. The evaporator rubber vacuum line, the DPFE sensor wire, that was in the way. Okay, but I was able to do it easier once I just stood there and I thought a minute, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I thought, I wonder if I laid over the radiator, because the engine wasn't real hot, it was just barely warm. But I wonder if I lay over the radiator, how hard that would be. And I felt around and I thought, this won't be that hard of a job at all. Okay, and let's see, where's that ratchet I used? Okay, you want a 10 millimeter socket, the tall socket. And here's the extension I used. I believe this is a 4-inch extension. And my small but good ratchet. These are good tools. I don't have junk for tools. I've got good tools. Because junk is junk. You get what you pay for sometimes in this life. And this is some good stuff here. I hope y'all can see it. Make sure that your extension, it locks onto your locks onto your socket good, because you don't want to be working and then you pull this off and then the socket part comes off. You want to make sure it's got the little ball, inside the shaft ends, to where that clicks in and holds strong. So, I have to use some strength to pop these loose. That's what you want in a tool. Spend the money. You'll save yourself money for what you want ruined. Alright. Here's how. Those are the 2 I regretted. So I saved them for last, and then the 2 front, because number 5 on the left front, it's got that power steering bracket in the way, and you can't even see that car. But I've got long, thin Japanese hands. and fingers. But they are strong. Don't underestimate them. They are strong. You know, I ride a 1,000-pound Harley Davidson Softail. So these are strong hands. I've changed automatic transmissions on my concrete driveway in front of my house. So, you know, I'm good at maneuvering, manipulating things. I've been working on cars a long time, you know, since I was a little boy, because my dad was part owner of Karsten Salvage Yard back in 1957. I was born in 56. And we would be out there every weekend just to do things he wanted to do and talk to the other guys. He liked the atmosphere, and so did I as a boy. So I've got my knowledges. Oh, I've got my knowledges. And you figure a 20-year-old car back then would have been a car made like before the Great Depression. Prior, there was cars made in the 30s that I saw and touched, you know, at 8 years old even. So, but anyway, I'm babbling on too long about that. But these coils, here's one of the old ones I removed. You know, here's your boot that goes to your spark plug, and here's the little hole where the 10mm bolt goes through. Don't drop those down in your engine. That's why I say take your time, people. Take your time. You know, be sure you. I just put my finger over, and I cut my finger under, you know, the top of that bolt, you know, when I grab it, you know, and pull it out with the socket and the ratchet, you know, and I've never dropped one yet, and I've done several of these. But here's how I did the rear ones. Okay, this is the pillow. Right now it's got the dirty pillowcase. Just a regular pillow that you sleep with in bed at night, you know, regular good old pillow. You know, I'm going to change the pillowcase and keep using it on my bed. Or if the pillowcase is clean and all that and it's off your bed, drop it in a plastic trash bag. You know, and then, you know, you won't get grease and stuff all over it. Let me throw this back over there. But I laid that like, okay, for the one on the right, left bank, I just laid it over like the water reservoir, you know, but most of it was over the radiator, you know, or whatever. And part of it even went over the air cleaner assembly. And, you know, I lifted myself, just put my knees on the bumper, and then climbed up there and just laid down and relaxed. And then I put my left arm on top of the throttle body plastic cover there, or, you know, and rested my hand on it when I was maneuvering. Occasionally, you know, this elbow on that, you know, I could use both hands. I was able to get this ratchet in there easy by the fuel rail, by the fuel pressure regulator. It wasn't hard. You know, I unscrewed it, and then I got it when it got to where the ratchet wouldn't turn, because it would turn back and forth because it was real loose. I just popped the ratchet off, grabbed this and popped the ratchet off, set it up on the cowl by the windshield, and then just unscrewed it with the extension like that, and then took my finger and cupped under it, like I was telling you, the socket where the bolt head is, pulled it straight out, real careful not to drop it. When you get those bolts out, let me tell you a secret. I wear blue jeans. Put them in your back pocket or put them in your shirt pocket, but make sure there's not a hole. That way you won't lose those damn things. Oh, but doing it like that, yeah, hell, it was, the rear ones was easier than the other ones that I did. It wasn't nothing to it. And then on the right bank, did the same thing. Put the pillow over there, you know, reach back there, nothing to it. Easy, easy. Another secret on these coils, once you get your 10mm bolt out, before you pull these out, turn them back and forth like this. I'll tell you why. Because it loosens the boot up where the spark plug goes into it, because if it's tight or it's sort of cooked on there, you got to pull it up, and the whole boot will come off. Then you have to get needle nose pliers, pull the boot and the string out. You don't have to worry about all that crap if you turn it back and forth, you know, and just sing a song to yourself. Like, oh, I need someone to love me. Please love me. I need sex tonight. You know, I wish Barbara Eden could have been my lover. Like that. And then, you know, it's not as apt for that to happen. And this makes this job a lot easier, because I've seen a lot of people fight with those. Now, if you don't have hands like me, that number 5 on the left front, let me tell you the easiest way to do that. Okay, unplug the vacuum lines that go to your 1 EGR sensor, I think it is. It's right up there. You know, you'll know it'll get in your way. Well, if it doesn't, don't worry about it. And take that bracket off that goes between the power steering fluid reservoir and the engine. You might can even get away with pushing it up a little, just bend it, you know, and you can reach up under there. Luckily, my hands, I was able to do it, you know, or whatever. I reached in between the air cleaner assembly, you know, and I was able to feel where the coil was and the bolt was, and then I got to that with the right hands, the way I did that. You know, and it's pretty easy. And some more advice, being we're talking about these modular 4.6, 5.4, and the later ones. When you go to try to change spark plugs, take your time. Don't get in a hurry on those, because you're only going to break a spark plug. And this is something nobody's going to listen to me, because you're going to listen to marketers and these bullshitters at repair shops. Don't put monkey shit on those threads when you replace those plugs. Don't do that shit, people. Because see, anti-seize, here's the science reality of that. It's anti-seize when you put it on the threads and screw it in the spark plug hole in the head. But once that engine gets hot, it becomes the opposite. It becomes seizing compound and becomes a cement. And that's why the next person they go to change them, those spark plugs break off in there. Listen. Because if you screw those in there straight and you torque them down, never over torque a spark plug, but you torque them down and get them reasonably tight, they're not going to come loose. Because the Triton modular V8, even though those only have 4 spark plug threads, they're enough if you don't damage them. That's the idea, is to not damage them. Well, anyway, you know, I hope I helped, and I know I will have helped if you ever have to do the coils or plugs on these engines. I know I will have helped if you listen to me. Don't worry about the fact that I'm bisexual and I like to dress like a girl. That doesn't change what I can do and know how to do. Okay? And let's see, one more thing. When reinstalling your spark plugs, use rubber fuel line. Just get a length of about 8 inches. Push on the spark plug and get the spark plug started like that. That's the easiest way to do that. Anyway, I'm out, and have a good day or a good evening, and get rich. I hope your love life is great. Don't abuse children. Don't abuse your spouse, whether you're male or female. Have consideration for other humans, and pray and believe in Jesus Christ. That's the only way. I'll talk to y'all later.